Hey guys, welcome to the ReelDVDWatchers Week 5. This week I've reviewed a movie. This kind of goes in the trend of the other kind of movies I've been reviewing lately, sort of like the indie kind of comedy movies. This one's a bit different though because it's classed as a comedy, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a comedy at all. I'm going to show you a trailer now for this movie, and I'm going to tell you why the trailer is a very bad representation of what this movie is actually about. The movie I'm talking about is Lars and the Real Girl.
Where's your girlfriend?
I don't have one.
Are you gay?
No.
Give this to somebody nice.
Mr. Sunshine, that new girl's kind of cute, huh?
Something's going on with him. I'm worried.
Maybe he wants to be left alone.
That's not what he wants.
Hey, I have a visitor.
Where did you meet this person?
I met her on the internet.
Yeah, well, everybody's doing that now.
You know, Bianca's a missionary.
My little brother is crazy, right? I mean, he's crazy.
If I may, he appears to have a delusion.
What the hell is he doing with a delusion?
She loves kids.
Fantastic. When will it be over?
When he doesn't need it anymore.
We gotta fix him. Can you fix him?
Bianca's in town for a reason. This isn't necessarily a bad thing.
How can we help?
Go along with it.
This must be Bianca. Well, welcome.
It can be communication. It can be a way to work something out. Chances are he's been decompensating for some time.
We don't want anything to do with her.
What's the big deal?
She's a missionary. That's good, isn't it?
Hey, what are you doing on Friday? I was just thinking that maybe we could all go out.
Does she have a sister?
We shot a woman that couldn't talk.
They don't care.
Lars, we do care.
No, you don't.
That is just not true. Every person in this town bends over backwards to make Bianca feel at home. We do it for you.
How'd you know?
How do I know what?
That you were a man.
You grow up when you decide to do right. And not what's right for you, what's right for everybody, even when it hurts.
You're not gonna go to work today, Gus?
I don't feel good.
Well, Bianca could help you. You know, she has nurses training.
As you can probably get from the trailer, it's a comedy, but the trailer kind of adds things to it, like sound effects and things, and the music that it uses to make this movie look like a comedy, which, yes, it does have kind of funny, comedic elements to it, but I'd say it's not necessarily a comedy movie. I think it's a lot more than just that, and yeah, I'm going to tell you why. Basically, this movie is about a character called Lars, who is there. He's played by Ryan Gosling, who is incredible in this movie as Lars. Lars is basically this guy who's got a mental illness, and he lives in like the garage next door to his brother and his brother's fiance or his wife. I can't remember, you know, which way she is. But yeah, she is played by I can't remember, but she's really good in this as well. Yes, anyway, so he lives this sort of really lonely life. He goes to work, and he's got this sort of mental illness which doesn't really come to form until he orders a sex doll from the internet, and the sex doll he believes is real. He calls it Bianca, and he says that she's I think she's a nun or something. He makes out that she's this nun, and she comes to stay with him. He met her on the internet, and he takes her to meet his brother and his sister-in-law, or brother's fiance or whatever, and basically he gets them to look after Bianca because she's strictly religious. He doesn't want her to stay with him in the garage, so he brings this sex doll into their lives, and instantly they panic, you know, because of this mental condition that he's got. They are really worried that he's just losing his mind because he believes that this sex doll is real, and he has all these feelings for her, and it's quite, at first it's funny because you see the expressions on their faces that he's with this sex doll, which is kind of funny. But after a while, it's kind of quite. You kind of feel their worry, and it is kind of weird, that this guy is really. This is the kind of movie that, from that premise, a guy falling in love with a sex doll who he thinks is real. It's kind of the thing you'd expect, like the Farrelly brothers to do. They did like Stuck on You and Shallow Hal. It sounds like that kind of film, but it's not at all. It's basically the whole thing of him falling in love is about loneliness, and the film itself is about us learning more about his condition. In a way, it's not really a character piece, although it is about Lars. It's kind of about us discovering this condition that he has, and perhaps why he has it. And as the movie goes along, it's one of the sweetest, most nice. This film is really nice, nicest films I've seen, because they managed to convince him that he should take Bianca to the doctor, when actually they want the doctor to see him. And when they speak to the doctor, she says that they should go along with it, this delusion that he has that Bianca's real. And it kind of plays on the idea of what if we did go along with, people who have these delusions. And they do, and they hold a meeting with sort of the big people of the town, and they all agree, the whole town agrees to go along with it and believe that Bianca's real. And it's so nice, because as the movie goes on, it's one of those films that doesn't start off that strong. The first 10, 20 minutes are kind of dull, but after that it just gets, it clicks and you get it. It takes a while to kind of grasp what this film is about, and when you get it, it really is good. The whole town sort of takes Bianca into their lives, and they start making her part of the town, and she becomes helps out at the homeless shelter, and helps out at the church and all things like that. And it's really strange how these people suddenly accept her in their lives, and they enjoy it. They really like having her there, even though she's not real. And it's one of the weirdest things. It's a very quirky film, as it says on the front of the box, but it is very charming, very funny, and it is very nice. The end, it's one of those films that is really sad as well towards the end. I did feel a little tear coming towards the end of the movie, because it does get quite sad. And there's another relationship in this movie with this other girl called Margot. Lars kind of works with Margot, and you get from the beginning that he's got sort of some feelings for her, because he's really shy and he won't talk to her. And as the film goes on, he sort of, you can see that both of them are really into each other, and it kind of develops this love triangle between Lars, Margot, and the sex doll, Bianca. So it is kind of weird. But it's one of those movies I think you should go out and see for yourself. I don't want to say too much, because part of the reason that this movie is nice is sort of discovering it yourself. If you're living in the UK, you may be wondering why there's this sticker on the front. Basically, this movie is a title that is exclusive to HMV, so if you go into any other shops in the UK, you can't buy it there. You can only buy it in HMV. I mean, obviously you're going to be able to buy it on eBay and the internet and stuff from sellers, but if you walk into a high street shop, the only place you can get it from is HMV. I don't know what it's like in the US. I don't know how, what it retails in the US. But that's one of the funniest things about this movie, I think, is that it's not exactly widely distributed in the UK. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So, keep an eye out for this one, because it is really good. And I loved it. I really did. I thought it was a really charming, quirky film that I think you need to see to truly get an opinion of it. Looking around on the internet, I know a lot of people don't like this movie. I was quite surprised, actually. There was a lot of threes and stuff out of 10, which I thought was really harsh. Personally, I really did enjoy it, and at the end of the film, I could have happily gone on watching it and watched more and more, partly because of Ryan Gosling's performance as Lars, because he really is incredible. It also stars Emily Mortimer, Paul Schneider, Kelly Garner, and Patricia Clarkson. So if any of those names mean anything to you, check it out. I give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I loved it. So please watch this movie. Thank you. That's all I have.